Hey everyone. Sorry about my dogs. Hopefully we can get connected here. Are you there?
Hey, we did it.
We can do it. I didn't see any options popping up on the other about requesting or adding to join. It was terrible. I was freaking out. I had 3 computers going on at once. I'm so sorry, everyone.
No, you're fine. We'll just give us a few minutes for
Sure,
everybody to get back on here.
sure.
Not your fault. I know Facebook has been really jacky here lately, so
Yeah,
it's perfectly fine. No
for
problem
sure,
at
for
all.
sure. Awesome.
But we had nearly 30 on there watching a while ago.
I did
But
see
see,
it.
when I tried to find you, when I clicked the little button that had 2 people where I could add someone, and it gives me a list of who's watching. It wasn't even showing you were even watching as
I
Aqua
was
Rocks or
between
as Lee.
page and my personal page, so it was trying to play catch up. So maybe I overloading the system, maybe. Trying to get shot in
I
here.
guess so. How's your weather there?
Well, it's cooled down about 10 degrees since I talked to you this afternoon, so it's manageable right now. I'm right outside. I'm outside at my little barbecue shack right now. I've got some meats on the smoker right now, so it's tolerable. Let's just say that midday you can't be out here. That's for sure.
I imagine. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's trying to get back on. There's Tammy. I seen Andrew. Andrew, I have to say that was an awesome live you did with Humble Fish. That was really good. If you guys missed it, please subscribe to Andrew Sandler's The Polo Reef uh, page on YouTube and watch the live that he just wound up with Humble Fish. It was really awesome. There's Robert King. Everybody's getting back now.
Nice.
Um, anyway, it was a lot. There's Justin Delapena. There was a lot of really cool information on there. RJ says it is a legend, Aqua Rocks. That's right. Now,
Thank
I
you.
just I want to start this out. We always hear Aqua Rocks. Anyone that hasn't heard of Aqua Rocks has not been on Facebook.
Yeah, I tend to blast Facebook pretty well.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and we enjoy that. We really do. I love seeing your products that when you post them up there and stuff. You've got some really cool stuff. And we know, oh guys, it's thundering here. I hope I don't lose y'all. Anyway, it's we have we see Aqua Rocks, but what we don't see is the man behind Aqua Rocks. So, Lee, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I try to keep my face off of Facebook as much as possible to save everybody the trouble of seeing my face. Yeah, so I don't do too many of these one-on-one interviews, and I've done some frag swaps in the past, and getting over that hurdle of talking to people one-on-one is challenging. But when I got a product like that I've created, it kind of sells itself. Um,
Exactly.
so yeah, I'm originally from Pennsylvania area. Born up in the Pocono Mountains. If you've ever heard of the Pocono Mountains up in Pennsylvania, moved to Philadelphia after graduation, and I basically went to Philadelphia with just trying to make my life. And I was fortunate enough for 18 years in Philadelphia. I was a piano refinisher. I managed a department where we rebuilt antique pianos. And I did that for 18 years. It was a great, it was a great, job, and it certainly, I met a lot of cool people. I worked on some really cool, expensive pianos over the years. But I was always yearning to, create stuff and kind of, do my own thing because, nobody wants to work for the man. I guess we all are in a sense, but, I always wanted to do my own thing. So being a member of a reef club group and, starting out with reptiles and learning about the reefs and saltwater aquarium hobby, I've always had a background of artistry and creating stuff. And, I started creating stuff for my reef tank, for friends' reef tanks, for the reef clubs that I was in up in Pennsylvania. We had a very healthy reef club scene up in that area. We were surrounded by some of the top-notch, stores in the area.
Oh,
So I was very fortunate to have a group of people that, were just as passionate about this hobby as I was. So I started making some stuff, and like all businesses, you kind of start out where you can. So I started out in my basement, and, it started progressing from there. And, I'm very fortunate to have a following, that I do right now.
right.
I'm a show, so I do it all myself. So I'm very fortunate to be able to hear the feedback from customers too, about the product. And, I just did a reef show, Reef Smart here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I did that last weekend. That was a great event, and it's awesome seeing people saying, "Hey, I'm following you. I've been following you from the start," and it's humbling, that's for sure.
Well, you have a product, like you said, that just basically sells itself. You've put it out there, you've got some feedback. I know you've done some giveaways and things because I personally won
That's
that
right.
12-hole magnetic frag rack back there. And
My son actually picked your name out of that giveaway. So, yeah.
I was so excited that I won that. And when I got that, I was like, oh my God, the colors on that was just fabulous. Now, let's talk about those colors. How did they get on there?
Yeah, so my magnetic, so basically AquaRocks, what we do is we have our line of magnetic frag rocks. I think I have 15 to 20 different products on there right now. So I'm always trying to create something new. If there is a mold that I have made that needs some kind of, just from feedback that I've heard, I'll manipulate the mold and I'll make a new one to create a new product. I'm just always making something new and trying to keep things fresh. But yeah, so basically the molded products that I make, my frag rocks, they come out of the mold either solid white, with you can order bone white, if you'd like a custom order, or they come out solid black. The colors that are there, I do hand paint those. So I do add a little bit of UV colorant, as in the last, I would say 8 to 10 months, I've started adding the UV colorant. Not crazy where it's super fluorescent and, glowing out of the tank, but a nice little accent on there.
Wow.
The frag rocks will grow coralline over time. So, I've had customers where the coralline is completely encrusted. Corals are encrusted over the pieces, and it's more of a permanent fixture inside their tank.
Right.
So they will change over time, but I do like to add those colorations to kind of give you kind of instant gratification when it comes to your reef,
Wow. And that's awesome that you hand paint these. So, and you being a one-man show there, you do everything.
Mm-hmm.
You see all the products, you handle all the products as they go through. So
Yep.
you are your quality control
Pretty much, yeah.
also.
Yeah.
So, we had talked earlier and you had said that, of course, with magnets around our tanks, there's always a thought, is this going to leach? Is it going to leak? Is it going to rust, and cause us issues? And you had said over the years that you've been doing it, you have not had any negative feedback on that.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome.
Yeah. As any business, you're going to have to learn, and there's going to be a process in trying to figure out, the way that I work. I'm kind of mechanical in the way that I work. So if I have a list of things to do, I can put them out very quickly. So using the products that are formulated for aquarium use and inert, the magnets that I use are sealed. The outer magnets you can submerge as well. I do put vinyl stickers on the back. You could remove those if you're going to put those in your overflow. But I rate my magnetics to hold to 1/2 inch. And I've been doing it five years officially, 7, 8 years, doing it on my own, learning the way. And we've been sourcing the same magnets for that time and have never had any negative feedback. But like any magnetic product, you do need to keep an eye and just inspect occasionally.
Right. Okay. Now, when do you happen to have a piece there with you that to
Yeah.
show?
Yeah, I actually do. So this is our 8-hole magnetic frag rock.
Oh, I love that.
Coloration on there. We do use the sealed neodymium magnets. There is one embedded inside the rock, and then you get an outer one as well. And we'll actually be giving this away if you'd like during this live stream. So
Nice. Somebody's gonna get that.
yeah, I'll ship it for free, and you know, just let me know who wins, and we'll send it out. And also, as a little surprise, I didn't tell you this earlier, but on the website aquarocksdesigns.com, if you use the code Tank Talk, we're giving an additional discount just for the people that are listening here tonight.
Awesome. Y'all hear that? If you go to his website, and Chad Walton dropped that while ago, and I bet I can get him to drop it again. If you go to that website and you use it, you want to purchase something, there is going to be enter the code Tank Talk at checkout, and there's going to be an extra discount. So that's pretty awesome. I'm so proud of that.
Thank you.
Yes, giveaway with free shipping. Now, the way that we're going to do that, Lee and I talked about it earlier, and we'll go ahead and now, Chad Walton, you were included, and you knew what the number was picked. Lee and I talked earlier. We just decided on a number, and you guys, I want you to choose between 1 and 100. Start dropping numbers, and the one that gets to that, or that picks that number, Lee is going to ship that piece to you free of charge. And it's a little thank you for the Tank Talk visitors. And don't forget to get on his website, pick out an item. I know Eric said he needed a piece made for his. And so now would be a good time to do it since there's an extra discount. Be sure and use the code Tank Talk at checkout. There's the numbers coming. Chad can help us keep an eye on them because he also knows the winning number. And I have not seen it yet. So y'all just keep on commenting. We're going to watch that also, but we're also going to find out what are these pieces made of? Can you tell us that?
Yeah, so if you've ever heard of a TV show that rhymes with the word faked, or it was on a popular Discovery Channel, you know, we source the same materials that they use for our custom creations. For our magnetic frag rocks, we actually I've created all of the original molds of all of these pieces. And then I make a silicone mold of that so I can replicate these pieces hundreds and hundreds of times over. So it's actually an inert urethane resin. So it's basically a 2-part resin that I mix into the molds. It comes out, it's basically a lightweight plastic. So I then mount the magnets inside. Then you have the corresponding magnets. The coloration that I use on there is also a urethane resin. I hand mix the color for every single rock that comes through the shop. So, you know, color varies here and there depending on if it's a Monday morning or a Friday afternoon. And I'm leaving, you know, working from home, I'm constantly, you know, trying to work on new things for the business. I'm constantly thinking of ways to market the brand and get it to more people, because really the customers have got me to this point. You know, the people that are watching right now have, you know, I see a lot of names on there that people have, you know, have ordered for me in the past, and I do have a lot of repeat customers. So, you know, without the help of customers that are loyal and continuing to buy the product, it wouldn't be possible. So I want to thank everybody for that.
Absolutely. Now, you went to a show not too long ago. Do you have certain shows that you do go to, or not much?
Well, you know, one thing about me is I'm definitely a family man. I have 2 boys that are 11 months apart, and they're both teenagers right now. So they're definitely testing my patience. If you've ever had a teenager, you definitely know how it is. And they're 2 boys. Yeah, 2 boys at this age is a little difficult. You know, but I'm fortunate to be able to work from home and oversee that all. You know, but yeah, working from home has its own challenges, but I'm always trying to create new products and really kind of keep things fresh and not
Right.
you know.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. Now, you ship, you know, that people order it from your website and you ship it out. Where all do you ship to? Is it
Well,
just in the United States?
no, I've shipped long distance quite a bit. I've shipped to Australia quite a bit. I'm actually trying to get more wholesale orders into Australia because there's really not products like mine there. So, and there's a lot of interest in it, but unfortunately, the cost to ship and the distance is sometimes is not really feasible. You know, so I try to get it some wholesale in with some fish stores and that. You know, so we're reaching down those avenues. But just this morning, I had a customer from Sweden message me, and they want actually the same rock that you got. So you know, so I do ship them all over the world. Unfortunately, the website isn't set up for international shipping. But with an email, I can accommodate anything that anybody wants. Of course, I do the custom stuff as well. The custom stuff can, you know, range in timeline, you know, because production-wise, I do it all myself. So I do have to balance, you know, being a stay-at-home dad and working from home and running the business as best I can as well. So, you know, I've shipped all over the world. I think China I've shipped to. I'm trying to think of some of the most remote places, but I'm sure they're out there.
Now, I did see a comment. The comments were going so quick, and we do have a winner. It was number 33 was the number, and Shelly Flores actually
Oh,
won that.
nice. Very nice.
She said pay it forward. We'll see later what she wants to do with that,
Mhm.
and we'll do it. Whatever she wants done with it, because she did win that.
Awesome.
Now, I did see in the comments like they were going so quick, but Will Harris said get a hold of him because he does overseas shipping.
Okay.
And he can help you out if you have some issues
Sure.
trying to get some of your pieces over there or whatever, or if you've got customers that's wanting them.
Yeah.
Get a hold of Will Harris. And
Yeah.
so absolutely do that. Maybe that will help you out.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank
one thing I want to ask you is, I know you said you have molds and stuff,
you.
but say I come to you and I said, hey, Lee, I need a piece for the 125 and I want it to go in the corners and I want it this tall and I want it to look like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, okay, I'll fix that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, about how long would it take for me ordering it, saying it's just normal business for you, you're not swamped or anything? What kind of time frame are you looking at for a special order piece is what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, generally, you know, being in the service, customer-oriented field that I was in before, working on pianos and dealing with customers going into their homes, and you know, you want to give people a realistic expectation of time, and especially when you're dealing with a reef tank, a lot of people are basing my timeline on when they redo their tank or when they remove some stuff or when they propagate corals. So I try to give a generous amount of time enough that I can complete the piece, but also not something, you know, I'm not months out. I like to give my custom customers anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. And that's from the moment that, you know, we arrange payment and, you know, up until I send completion pictures and it's ready to ship. So generally, I don't really like to go above that just because, you know, timelines can get extended. And, you know, I know building a tank, sometimes you can go months and months and months waiting for a piece. You know, the way that I operate the business, I don't like letting things kind of hang that much. I like a revolving kind of thing and keeping customers happy, and 100% satisfaction, of course, with customers is important.
Now, this will probably excite you. Tyler Weathersby, I can't say his first name. Tyler Weathersby says, Tyann, have Lee message me about selling me 50 plus rocks.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. All right. As soon as I get off here.
um, I will. I'm actually friends with him, and so I will send you his Facebook link after the live. I'll send you that so
That's
you
awesome.
guys can hook up. I'll stay out of it completely after that. After I hook you guys up.
Yeah, and in
Um,
addition to that, if we have anybody who's watching that is part of a fish store or a coral store, or a reef club group, even just in itself, I do wholesale discounts on pieces of 10 or more. So, I know keeping a live fish store is expensive. Keeping stuff on the shelf is expensive. So, I do have a few stores in the United States that do sell my product. I was wholesaling out of Australia for a couple months there. So I don't really push it too much because I know how stressful and expensive it is to run a live fish store. My wife asked me, why don't you, open up a fish store? It looks so cool. And I'm like, I have friends that own fish stores and I know it's very stressful, and just keeping your own tank in your own house is stressful enough,
it is.
you don't want to keep a whole store unless you're very passionate about it.
That's awesome. Now, if any of you guys, I hope you heard him. If any of you guys have stores or such, and you want to get to set up a wholesale account with Lee, absolutely be sure and get in touch with him. If you are just an individual and you're looking for a piece or two, please check out his website. Chad Walton has dropped that again. So please check out that website. And if you use the code Tank Talk, you get an extra discount. So guys, be sure and get those orders in, because he's got some of I've seen the mushroom cups. I just think those are just adorable.
Yeah, they're pretty, popular. What I tell people that use those, if you're going to, they're more geared towards mushrooms, certainly anemones they're geared toward, but I do recommend, if you're going to use it for anemones, maybe put a little bit of rock rubble or
Right.
sand at the bottom of the cup, and that'll
Yeah.
ensure that it kind of helps to stay it in there. Being anemones, they're going to do whatever they want. So I've had customers that say, hey, this nem has been in there 6 to 8 months, no problem. And other customers, not so much. They said the nem moved the same day. So really versatile kind of way. You can keep zoas in there. You can kind of do a little mini kind of thing with some zoas or some mushrooms mixtured inside there. It's just a great addition. It's one of our most popular products.
Awesome. That's so cool. Now, Chad Walton just dropped your link again for your page.
Thank you.
I want you guys to be sure and check that out. Now, one thing I didn't get to ask, because we kind of moved along different direction than what I had planned, but that's perfectly fine. When you were doing you've been doing your business, you said officially 5 years. So you have lived through the COVID episode. Did that affect your business any?
Yeah, I mean, who didn't it affect, really? It's going into it because, basically I 4 years ago, I left my job, my comfort job of 18 years. And we threw a dart on the map and it landed in this little town that we're in North Carolina, which I love, by the way. We're surrounded by soybean fields and cotton fields, and it's a great area to be in. We took a gamble moving down here, and basically threw a dart on the map and it landed here. So, yeah, we lived through that. So it was a gamble coming down here and then having to deal with that. Mind you, the first 6 months that we lived here, we got hit with the hurricane and had to evacuate. And our town was in shambles for months and months and months. So, I'm no stranger to kind of dealing with rough situations when it comes to that. So, making the move to running my own business and taking this gamble was kind of a no-brainer for me at the point in my life where I was at.
Awesome. Okay. Now I did see that T. Michelle Randall said that they are interested in a wholesale order soon, please.
Nice.
So I want you to, what you can do, Lee, is after this live is over, you can go back and rewatch it, and you can see the comments and stuff, and you can personally answer them on the live, respond to them.
Correct. Yeah.
Here, or you can reach out to them.
Yeah, if anyone would like to, reach out through the Facebook Messenger, the website, the Instagram, it all comes to me directly. So you'll be speaking with me directly. Any of one of those avenues, you can call me on my cell phone if you'd like. Uh, but yeah, any of those venues, certainly you could get in touch with me. And I'd love to have some people part of the family and part of the business, and get the word out there about these products, and hopefully continue to make better products and more versatile products. And the custom works, is a whole nother facet of the business where I'm a little more creative. I have customers who basically throw their dimensions at me and say, build me something, so I'm very fortunate when I get to be able to do that and put their trust in me with that.
That's awesome. I love that. Layla says, love me some Tank Talk. Thank you, Layla. I appreciate that. T. Michelle, like I said, T. Michelle Randall was one that is possibly interested in a wholesale account. And then there were some others on there that is interested in some pieces. And like I said, that,
too quick.
Tyler was, he's interested in 50 plus pieces. So you can see what you can do there. It has just been awesome getting to know. I mean, I've known AquaRocks since my tank got wet, because you've been all over Facebook, social media with AquaRocks. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And if you guys don't have a piece, get a piece, even if it's just the little mushroom cup or a little magnetic frag rack or something. Get a piece and try the quality. I do have the 12-hole magnetic frag rack in the back there. There's some GSP growing up over it, but that's okay. I like the softies and that kind of stuff. So I do have a couple of pieces in there, 2 or 3 pieces in there, and I love it. It works fantastic. It has been perfect. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, other popular products as well is our single plug magnetics. It's actually just a single rock with magnets embedded in the back for one single plug. We sell them in a 3 set, so they're really great if you have multiple corals that you want to kind of adjust individually, and it blends in really good with your scape. I can make them in bone white or the purple and black coloration as well. But those single magnetics, those are one of our top sellers as well. Those are really great.
Right. Okay, good. Lisa asked, and I hope I'm saying these names right. Lisa says, and I can probably answer this, but I'm going to let Lee do it. Can you add a piece to an established tank?
Yeah. So as far as our magnetic pieces, it's not going to affect your bio load. It's not going to be something that's going to disrupt something if you have 1 or 2 of our magnetic pieces. Like anything you add, you add a new skimmer, you add a new piece of equipment, you dip your hands in the tank, it could throw the chemistry off, and you could have some things going on. Yeah. But they're inert. You could drop them in your tank. For our custom pieces, if you're going to have a full aquascape with our piece, and not use any live rock, but have, let's say, a sand bed, we always recommend to use some kind of biomedia, like an eco brick, or Seachem Matrix is good. I really like to use that in my tanks. You could put it in a little bag, but you want that added biofiltration where the stuff that we make is kind of lacking, as the custom pieces are not porous. They're more of a solid material.
Now that you're talking about, if that is all you're using in a new tank, but like, sticking a 12-hole magnetic frag rack in there is not going to change anything. Absolutely, it is not. You will be just absolutely fine by doing that. Let's see. They said, T. Michelle Randall said, we are both Tylers. It must be a night for Tylers. So you've got Tyler Weathersby, and then you've got Tyler Randall. So those are definitely 2 that you're going to have to get a hold of after the live.
Absolutely.
And I will tell you this, that every time I reach out to Lee, he responds very quickly. I know he's got to be busy working and doing different things and building these awesome products, but he is absolutely wonderful about getting back to that person. Elisa says, I'll have a project for you. There you go. There's somebody else that's going to have a project. So
Very
we're
nice.
going to keep Lee busy for a little while. You
Little bit.
guys don't forget, please don't forget to use the code Tank Talk on now. Lee, how long will this be good for? Is it just tonight, or is it
Yeah, it'll expire tonight at midnight. So you'll have some.
midnight tonight?
Yeah, you'll have some time after here, and you can go back and look at the website if you need to. AquaRocksDesigns.com. You can check out all the other works on Facebook at AquaRocks or Instagram at AquaRocks1. But certainly that code will work till tonight at midnight.
Okay, good deal. So y'all be sure and do that. Will Harris says, I have a few stores for you. There you go. Rashid asks, can you clean these rocks if you get like a lot of algae growth on them?
Sure.
Absolutely.
My personal tank, I've had AquaRocks, and it's kind of like a carpenter who doesn't like to work on his own house. My is neglected at this point. I'm only dealing with a 25-gallon peninsula with soft corals right now. So I've certainly had some of my own rocks, grow some nasty algae. You could certainly pull them out. The old thing back in the day, when I say back in the day, maybe a year ago, the go-to thing was vinegar. But now everybody's, recommending citric acid. So, I'll recommend citric acid with everyone else, especially because the magnets are in them as well. You can pull the rock out, soak it in some citric acid until that comes off. Use a little light brush to, brush it off. Rinse it off with some hot water, and it's ready to go back in.
Awesome. Sounds perfect. Lee, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know it took us a little while to get connected. We had to move to a second live.
Very sorry.
But that's okay. I knew we had some cool stuff to talk about. Lee, be sure and go back and read the comments after the live post. And be sure and read the comments. You can get back to these guys. And if I need to, I will gladly send you their link to their Facebook page.
Sure.
You guys, if you're needing a piece of AquaRocks, Rashid says everyone is terrified of magnets rusting in their tank without knowing. Do these rocks have an expiration or where we should check and reseal them or of some sort? Go ahead, answer that, Lee.
Yeah, no worries. I get a lot of people that ask that, and we source. I spend a lot of time sourcing these magnets and doing a lot of, let's just say, experimenting and figuring out what needs to be done to ensure. We've seen the horror stories with even some of the large companies having some issues with their magnets. I put every single magnet inside the rock when they get delivered. So, I inspect all of them. Like any magnetic product, like I said earlier, you always want to inspect it as part of your regular routine maintenance, just like you're cleaning your skimmer. Just take a look at them, make sure. Since I've been doing this 7-8 years, knock on wood, I haven't had any issues whatsoever with our magnets. They are sealed inside plastic. They are neodymium magnets, but they're sealed inside their own housing.
Right.
Like I said, I haven't had any issues. I try to keep every customer happy, when it comes to that type of stuff, whether it be shipping issues, which I've had quite a bit the last few months, but who hasn't? But yeah, there's no expiration. Like I said, I've been sourcing the same magnets for years and have not had any issues whatsoever.
Awesome. Now, Will's asked, can we see that piece one more time,
Sure.
please?
Yeah. So
and guys, I can tell you that color and the way that it looks does not do it justice on the live, because like I said, I've got one.
I have my lights here that don't really show it off too well, but this is our 8-hold magnetic frag rock. It does have 2 magnets in the back there. Those are the external, and then the internal ones are embedded inside there. But I do have a little bit of UV coloring on this as well that will kind of pop a little bit. But this is a great way to, if you're going to keep something permanent and kind of, let it encrust and grow on your glass and kind of become part of your aquascape. This is really, a great piece for that.
It is.
And we do recommend our magnets to hold all of our pieces. I do recommend them to hold strong to 1/2 inch. I've had many customers say that they'll hold above it. I've had customers ask me, well, how many pounds can it hold? We don't really calculate it that way. I just put an official rating of 1/2 inch that they're rated to. So if you have 1/2 inch or above, any of our rocks that are available on the website, we can outfit with suction cups at a discounted cost. The suction cups obviously cost a lot less than the magnet, but I've had customers who say, hey, 3/4 inch glass, 1 inch glass or acrylic, what do I do? I can outfit it with 2-inch suction cups, so that I've had some very large structures, floating structures that I've used these suction cups on, and there's been no issue whatsoever as long as the glass is scraped clean.
Right. Okay. Do you happen to have any other pieces there handy with you? Any other pieces to show?
I didn't bring any out the shop. I'm sorry. I was doing my hair. It was.
Oh, me too.
No, I if you go on my Facebook, I did post, I just had Reef Smart in Raleigh last weekend. So I created basically like 75 pieces for this show, and I had the table overflowing and constant pieces. If you go on my AquaRocks page, there is a video that I've taken of the spread. You can kind of see a variation of all the different ones. And of course, the website shows a lot of examples of people using them in their tank as well. And of course, any questions that you have, I have insomnia, so I can answer an email at 2 o'clock in the morning, no problem.
How funny. Eric asked, are you going to be at Magna?
Unfortunately, I'm not. Like I said, I'm a stay-at-home dad, a homebody, to begin with, and unfortunately, I don't get to really travel for shows. Right. I did go to Aquashella this past May, and let me tell you, that was an experience in its own. That was awesome. They had the reptile section, and I was hand in hand with some of the major players in the reef game, and I felt very fortunate to do that. Met a lot of people, but unfortunately, I really don't get to travel that much to do that. I'm kind of tied to the business and the daily operations and keeping things fresh. And as orders come in, I kind of do things as the day progresses. So I don't really have that flexibility to be able to travel that way. I'd like to.
Now, Affordable has asked, is there a size limit as to what you can create?
Oh, no. Usually, shipping the pieces is the most difficult. And what I've done over, since COVID had started, was I actually started using private companies to handle my sculptures. So if it was within reasonable driving distance and affordability, I would actually have a private courier come to the business, pick the rock up, and take it that way. If anyone has dealt with freight, with UPS and all that other stuff, it can get very expensive, especially for a small business like myself. I don't really have the buying power. It's not like Amazon, unfortunately. So really the hurdle when it comes to that is delivering the sculpture. But, certainly that's a challenge that we can overcome. I've done 10-foot long pieces by 20 by 20 when I was first starting out. I have gotten a little more intricate, not really as big. So I'll do some more intricate stuff, more custom, unique kind of things. But really, it depends on what your dream is and what you'd like for your tank and what you can envision. And I always ask customers, what's the direction of your tank? Do you want some caves? Or are you going to be heavily propagating corals? Because we can incorporate frag plug discs into the sculptures, and to help you display the corals in the best way, but also make it easy in case you have to pull something out, frag it. It's easy to be replaced. You pull a frag out sometimes with live rock. You're spending an hour trying to put it back in, and all of a sudden you're pulling your tank apart trying to just over one frag. So so I try to keep keep it so that the corals don't overshadow, and also so that it's the best viewing experience. But also some of those hardcore SPS guys, they have tons of corals that they need space for. So I've done many pieces where there's been at least 100 different spots for frag plugs to go in, removable frag plugs. It's kind of It's completely custom, basically, at what you can come up with.
So basically, if they can dream it up and kind of give you an idea, you can do a layout and get it approved if that's right, or make corrections, change this,
Sure.
change that, and then you can make it.
Yeah, the good thing, about dealing with rocks is that it's not an exact science. It's not
Right?
really
That's
the
right.
more that you texturize it and the more that I manipulate the material, the more unique it gets, the more porous. I some accents I do very tiny pinholes in there to try to emulate live rock and give enough surface area to that rock as possible. But like I said, if you're going to use a sculpture like that in a tank just by itself, you would want some kind of supplemental biofiltration.
Awesome. Man, Lee, I appreciate it. Y'all guys, do not forget, you've got until midnight tonight, so keep Lee up, checking the website. Keep Lee up. If you want to try a piece, get your order in tonight. Use the code Tank Talk at checkout for an extra discount off of the price. And I know he would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. You get to use my group name. Tank Talk, and that is awesome for you to offer that up, Lee. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Guys, like I said earlier, I'll touch base real quick. I know I've kept everybody longer than I should have, but we did get a few interruptions trying to get connected, but we got it. We got it. That's the main thing right there. If you haven't, be sure and sign up for our 2K member giveaway. There is one post, and you have to comment on that post, and I issue you a number. Me or Chad, we will issue you a number, and come the last Tuesday in August, instead of doing a live with a special guest, you're going to get me, and we're going to be giving all those prizes away. So be sure and do that. When I looked earlier, we were only like 7 away from 2,200. And so get the invites in, y'all. Hit that inviting, but just do them 10 at a time, because Facebook has been really jacky these days. Get the invites in, and so I would really appreciate that. Hopefully we can get to 3K by Halloween. That would be awesome.
That's
and
right.
We can do it with all of your help, guys. We sure can. Y'all, I want to leave you with just a little quote. I try to be as positive as I can and try to lift people up the best that I can, because I really think that's what we need to do in life. We need to lift each other up instead of bringing each other down. And I read something earlier that I just want to share with you guys, and it's just one sentence. It says, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." So I want you guys to reach out, find a new dream, find a path, and head towards it. Always keep a positive outlook, and don't ever look back. Just continue forward. Lee, hats off to you. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you coming on here explaining all this. I thank you for the donation. And I'll get with Shelly. She wanted to pay it forward. We're going to see how we're going to do that. And so I'll get with her and we'll figure it out, and I'll get back with you then.
Thank you.
And if you need the link, Facebook links to the ones that have reached out on this live, just get a hold of me. I will be glad to send those to you, because they are friends of mine, and I can find them for you. Lee, you take care. Have you a wonderful evening. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. It's been a wonderful live. Everyone, have you a good evening, and take care. Look forward to seeing you. I'm going to post the sticker pack giveaway winner after a while. If electricity stays on, it's storming here, so we'll see. If not, I'll do it first thing in the morning. And then watch for the drop for next week's live guest. It's going to be fun, interesting. Get those invites in. Let's get them all settled in before we have next week's guest on. It's going to be cool. You will enjoy it just as much as you did this one. Y'all take care. Have you a wonderful evening. And I will see you next week on Tank Talk. Thanks, guys.